Hey there, and this is Daniel Zabala with RealtorResource.com and a Realtor Resource, I should say. In this live stream, I'm going to be talking about a branch of Realtor Resource that we've started called Solidify Solutions. It is has a dual purpose, but primarily the focus of this video is talking about the lead generation specialist contractor position we have. This is an easy way, doesn't get much easier than this, to make side hustle income or side hustle money and potentially even passive income simply by sending us referrals for a variety of different purposes. So I'm going to dive right in. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen. Let's go. Where is it? I have to move this up here. One moment. There we go. Bring this down here. Down here. All right. One second, almost there. Okay, so Solidify Solutions, what it is, it's basically you become a contractor signing a simple agreement, and basically it's a way for you to make extra income on the side by sending referrals to our network, our system. So there's three main ways three main types of referrals you could send. For example, real estate, lending, and business service leads. So you will receive a copy of this if you're interested. There's a link in the description below where you can fill out a Google form that asks for some basic information to find out more information about this lead generation specialist position. This is not a full-time job. This is not a salaried position. This is paid based on if you send leads and those leads turn into transactions. You can make a lot of very easy side money simply by sending the leads into the network once you're technically a contractor within Solidify Solutions. So let's dive into some examples of what those look like. So I'm going to go through this this is 5 pages on this document. I'm just going to go through and read the examples. And like I said, if you fill out the Google form, you'll get a copy of this, and there'll be training videos as well to explain more in depth each of these types of opportunities so that you can feel more confident and comfortable with talking to other people about them. So real estate leads, what's a way you can make money by sending a real estate lead into the system, into the network? So let's say you find someone or you know someone that has a piece of real estate and they're needing or thinking of selling. Okay, it could be a single family home, could be an apartment building, could be an office space, could be bare land. Any type of real estate. If you send that referral into the system, once you're a lead generation specialist, you can earn up to a 10% income fee on the value of the deal when that's completed. So what does that look like more specifically? Let's look at a wholesale example. So let's say that you send in this referral of this property, the seller's willing to sell, okay, and then our network ends up, in a nutshell, ends up purchasing that property, a business within our network, purchases that property. Let's say it's $100,000 cash to purchase the property. It's a single family home, and they're going to fix it and flip it, do a little bit of work, and they know that they're going to sell it for $125,000, making $25,000 profit. In this scenario, because you brought the opportunity and a company within our network purchased the property and sold it for a profit, it's called wholesaling property and flipping. It's a combo. You make 10% of that $25,000 profit, or a one-time fee income of $2,500. Not bad, not too shabby. Another example, let's use a flip example. So say same thing, you know someone looking to sell, company within our network purchases that property and does the repairs themselves and is going to flip the property. Actually, I apologize. In the last example, that person or the company that bought the property sold it to another investor. They didn't actually do any work to it. Or maybe it was a little bit of work. Either way, In the second example, they bought the property and they put renovations into the property. They put work into the property to make it better. So their total costs for buying the property, having a loan, maybe doing the repairs, what have you, was $140,000. Then they turn around and sell that property for $200,000, making a gross profit of $60,000. In this scenario, you would make a one-time fee income of $6,000. I'm sorry, that's a typo. $3,000, 5% of that flip profit. 60,000 times 5% is $3,000. I'm going to fix that typo right now. Okay, so that was so went through a wholesale example, a flip example. This one is a creative finance or a seller financing example. Same thing. Let's say you know somebody that is thinking about selling their home. Okay, you refer that deal into the network, and one of the companies within the network buys that deal using what's called seller financing, meaning that the seller of the house is also the lender in this transaction. They lend the money to the buyer. Okay, so, and let's say that buyer knows that once they fix up the house, that they can make about $475 of profit per month from it being a rental, after doing repairs and working all the numbers and everything. In that scenario, the formula is a little complicated, so I don't want to explain it in depth. But in that particular example, you might make about $9,500 simply by referring that deal over. The nice thing about this opportunity, this lead generation specialist position, is you can do it. You can send referrals in at any time. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know how to do all of things. You just need to have a surface level understanding of what they are. And when you meet someone that meets the criteria, or the opportunity meets the criteria, you send the referral in, and if it gets done, you can make literally a few $1,000s from simply sending a referral in. It's awesome. So those are the main real estate opportunities. So you have wholesaling, flipping, and seller financing. And the last one is referring people, that specifically real estate agents and realtors who become paying members of realtorresource.com. If you know a real estate agent, if you know a realtor, or you know someone that's just getting into the business, wants to learn about real estate, wants to learn about real estate investing, learn about flipping properties, they want to take their business acumen to the next level, they can become a paid member of realtorresource.com. And if they do, you make a 10% income fee based on the level of membership that they paid into. So for example, we have 3 levels of membership that are paid. The essential agent entry level, which is for brand new agents or people just wanting to get started in the real estate business. You have the pro real estate agent membership, which is for experienced real estate agents or seasoned real estate professionals. And then you have the elite entrepreneurial full access membership, which gives the member full access to the entire website, all the content and data, tools and resources we have at Realtor Resource. It is a lifetime membership. All 3 of these are lifetime memberships. So let's say you have a friend that's a seasoned realtor, for example, but they're stuck in the world of only helping retail buyers and sellers sell or buy their primary residence. They want to get more into flipping and investing, learn how to make money in real estate in other ways. So they might join using the pro real estate agent membership level. So that is a one-time fee of $1,999. You would make 10% of that because you referred them to the network and they became a member of realtorresource.com. So you make a one-time fee income of $199. Pretty easy stuff. Literally, you're referring them. If they become a member, you get paid. It's that simple. Okay, this is the second category, lending leads. So let's say you know someone that has decently deep pockets. Maybe it's a family member that is in retirement or getting ready to retire. Maybe you know an entrepreneur who has money to invest. Um, these types of deals, these note buying deals, are notes on real estate. So what is that? So a note is a loan. When you go to buy a house, most people go to a bank, right, or a credit union, and they get a loan on a house, right? If you get a conventional home loan or an FHA home loan or a VA home loan, those are government. Well, the FHA and the VA home loans are government-backed loans. Very strict guidelines in terms of qualifications that have to be met to write a loan for the bank to initiate that loan. Um, and then once that bank writes the loan, most people, where I am, it's called a mortgage, right? Well, the mortgage is an agreement. The loan, technically a mortgage and the loan are two different documents, but most people just think about it as like a mortgage. The bank writes the loan, and then more often than not, these days, that bank, once the house closes, that loan gets sold on the secondary market to another bank or to some big hedge fund, or gets pulled together with a bunch of loans and sold off to another big bank or a hedge fund. So but there are loans out there that are privately owned by individual investors. Without going too much in detail, but let's say I'm just going to read this one because this is a little more complicated to wrap your head around initially if you're not familiar with it. We've partnered with a company that brokers real estate notes. These notes typically generate anywhere between 6 and 12% annual yields for the end buyer of the note. Okay, these notes typically cost between $30,000 and $60,000, meaning that's the remaining balance, more or less, on the note. What is a real estate note? A note is simply a loan. For example, say there's a house in some small town in Ohio. Mrs. Johnson has a house that is worth $150,000. She has a loan on the house that has a remaining balance of $50,000 and another 20 years to go on the life of the loan. And let's say that a private party, not a bank, owns this note or this loan currently. Mrs. Jones makes a monthly mortgage payment of about $466 per month, not including taxes and insurance. In this scenario, the private party that owns the note or the loan is making an annual yield of about 9.5%. Now, let's say that the private party that owns the note decides to sell the note to another investor. In this case, someone that you brought in, you referred to the network, being the end buyer. And that end buyer paid $55,720 for the note, for the loan. So this would mean that the difference between the balance of the loan and what the end buyer paid for it was $5,572 of profit on the sale. If you were the one that brought this new investor buyer to our network, and then you would make a one-time fee income of $572 from this transaction, or 10% of that $5,572. And my math is wrong there. It's $557.20. Okay, so and a lot of times note buyers will end up buying multiple notes over the course of time. You get paid each time that one buyer buys another note from the company within our network. Pretty sweet deal. So it's a way to have completely passive income, essentially indirectly in real estate without the headaches and the costs and the risk associated with owning rental real estate directly. You don't have to worry about property maintenance. You don't have to worry about vacancies. You don't have to worry about plunging toilets, all that. And you don't have to worry about a tenant destroying your property. When you're a note buyer, you own the loan, the note on the real estate. So the owner of that property is almost always going to take much better care of the property than a tenant renter would take care of the property. And it's completely passive once they own it. So just a great alternative investment to traditional rental real estate. And they can make, uh, on a cash flow basis, sometimes 2 to 3 times as much per month. All that being said, it's a great investment opportunity. Again, you don't need to be an expert. You just need to understand a general understanding, and you can make money by referring buyers into the network. So that was note investing, or note buyers. And then there's transactional lending, which is another opportunity. I'm not going to go through all this. I want to keep this relatively short, but in a nutshell, say you have a buddy who's trying to get into wholesaling or flipping real estate. They find a great opportunity to buy a piece of property where they know they can make $25,000 of profit from a deal, but they have a problem. They don't have the money for the earnest money. A lot of times it's about 1% of the purchase price of the home. And then let's say that they need $1,500 to make this deal happen, and they don't have it. Well, you can let your friend know, hey, don't worry. Like, my company I work with, they've got you. They can provide you that $1,500 so you can get the deal done. And in a nutshell, by our business partner that lends on these deals, these transactional lending deals, they can lend that $1,500, and then they can, at the closing, when the deal's completely done, your buddy who's an investor or flip the property, whatever they were doing, or wholesaling the property, they agreed to pay $5,000 to our business partner so that they could get the deal done. And that's an incredible return. And then because you brought your friends, you connected your friend with our network and our lender, you'd make 10% of that, which is $500 one time. So very easy. And if you are interested in learning more, obviously you fill out the form in the description below, and there'll be a lot more in-depth training and videos that you can watch that I'll be creating in the near future. I know that it may be a little hard to follow in this video. This is on the fly, and they're not used to recording, and I just wrote up this document too, so bear with me. We're almost done. And then commercial loans, these are loans that are on bigger purchases for commercial real estate, like retail shopping centers, big apartment buildings, office space, things like that. We always definitely make sure we're doing things legally. So in some states it may not be legal. I know that you can't get paid a referral fee if you're not a licensed loan officer, originator, broker, what have you, on residential loans. But on commercial loans, it's different. So you may be able to get paid, and how much you get paid would vary. And the last one, the last referral opportunity is referring business owners. So I'm going to read this. If you know a small or medium-sized business owner who could benefit from hiring Solidify Solutions, you could make a 5% retainer referral fee every month that this new client stays with us as a paying client. The services Solidify Solutions offers include, but are not limited to, CFO services, business consulting, and business advising. So this is my personal business. This is a service that I am offering directly to small and medium-sized businesses that need fractional CFO, business consulting, and business advising services. So if you refer a client into the network and they become a client, you make 5% of whatever they pay every month that they stay a client and pay. So for example, if you refer a fractional CFO client into Solidify Solutions who paid $3,000 a month, you would earn $150 per month. Over the course of a whole year, that's an extra $1,800 of income simply by referring, that person or that business to Solidify Solutions. So Solidify Solutions has two main functions. One is the lead generation specialist. That's what this is all about. And in terms of the services that I provide within Solidify Solutions, it is the business consulting, advising, and CFO services. So realtorresource.com is built to be an asset for me and my family. So I put a ton of work into creating the website, the platform, and the content, and I'll continue making ongoing content. But 90% of the work of creating Realtor Resource is done. Now it's just ongoing advertising, YouTube videos, things of that nature. So for me and my family, I built realtorresource.com to be ideally as much of a passive investment as possible. And so now that project is mostly done, I can focus on serving clients directly, using my expertise as an entrepreneur and as a business professional through these services. So you can make money by referring clients over. So to wrap it up, let's say, how much could you make in the course of a whole year? So using all of the examples in this presentation, and this one was $5.70. Using the examples in this presentation, let's hypothetically pretend you sent one referral for each of those deals. How much extra money would you make on your side hustle simply by referring people into our network? What would that look like? Well, the wholesale example is $2,500. The flip example is $3,000. The seller finance example was $9,500. The Realtor Resource example, the membership, was $199. The note buyer example was a little over $557. The transactional lending example was $500. And the fractional CFO example was $1,800 over the course of 12 months. That would give you a total income of over $18,000. It's over 18 because this number I had to change. But that is not too bad for easy money. Literally all you did or all you had to do was refer somebody over with something that they either are looking for, something that they need, something they're interested in. Either they're in real estate, they're wanting to get into real estate, they are looking to invest in an alternative asset class like called notes, real estate notes. They need short-term lending for a unique situation like that escrow money example, or they are a business owner and they're looking to grow their business, improve profitability, just make their business, make their company better. I can help meet that need through the fractional CFO business services that I offer. So that is it for this video. To wrap this up, again, if you're interested in learning more about how you can become a lead generation specialist, there is a link in the description below with a Google form. Fill that out and I will be in contact with you. Like I said, more content, more videos to come. If you fill out that form, you'll get more tailored video explanations broken down by each category. And it's really simple. To become a lead generation specialist, all you do is fill out our contractor agreement, and there's literally no obligations. You don't have to do anything, but you basically fill out the form in our contract agreement, and it's that easy. You just then send in referrals, and if the transactions go to completion, you make easy side hustle money. So hope this is encouraging, a great way to end a Friday before the weekend. Be sure to check out the link below and check out realtorresource.com. Until next time, see you at the top.